Let's talk about like and unlike terms of algebraic expression. Suppose we have an algebraic expression 3xy plus 2yz plus 6xz minus 10xy minus 7. So 3xy plus 2yz plus 6xz minus 10xy minus 7. This is an algebraic expression. Okay. We have how many terms here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 terms. And as we have discussed, whenever we have a negative sign, always think of this as xy plus 2yz plus 6xz plus minus 10xy and plus within the bracket minus 7. Now here are the terms 3xy, 2yz, 6xz, minus 10xy and minus 7. These are the terms. So if you look at, if we name it term number 1, let's call it T1 and term T2, right? If you look at these two terms, if I ask you that what are the algebraic factors of this particular term, and we have discussed this algebraic factors and numerical factors in our previous lecture. So if you haven't watched that video, I'll put the link of that video tutorial in the description box below. Just watch that. So if this is term 1 and it is 3xy, we have discussed that this can be written as 3 times x times and y. 3 is the numerical factor, and this x and this y, these are actually what? Algebraic factors. So algebraic factors are those factors which are actually variables. So 3xy is made up of three factors. One is numerical and 2 are algebraic factors. Now, what I'm asking you, what are the algebraic factors of xy? Clearly 3xy. The algebraic factors are what? X and y. And since I have said we have called it T2, what are the algebraic factors of this one? You will say again same. This is minus 10xy. So numerical factor is what? Minus 10. Then x and y are the two algebraic factors, because minus 10xy can be written as minus 10 plus times x times y, right? So we have two algebraic factors, again x and y. Okay, let's highlight this. Okay, what about this one? What are the algebraic factors? You will say 2yz can be written as 2 times y times z. So these are the two algebraic factors. So y and z. Okay. In the same way, in this one we have x and z. And what about these? Minus 7. Well, minus 7 is a constant, and in a constant we cannot have algebraic factor because a constant cannot contain any variable, doesn't contain any variable, so we cannot talk about algebraic factors. Now the T1, the algebraic factors of term T1 and algebraic factors of term T2, let's name it T4. Let's name it T4. Of T4 are actually same. That is, if term 1 is 3xy, the term 2 is minus 10xy. Whenever you see two terms having same algebraic factors, they are actually like terms. I'm again repeating, whenever your terms contain same algebraic factors, in this case this is x and y, here also this is x and y, so this becomes like terms. And the terms of an expression which do not contain same algebraic factors, or just simply think of same variables, they are actually unlike terms. So if they contain same variables, like here it is xy and xy, these are like terms. And if you look at the term t1, that is 3xy, and term t2, that is 2yz, in this case, here it is xy, here it is yz. It's not same. Therefore, these are unlike terms. In the same way, if you take 3xy and term 6xz, these are actually, they don't contain same variables. Here it is xy, here it is xz, right? So again, they are unlike terms. In the same way, if you compare 3xy and minus 7, 3xy and minus 7, clearly minus 7 is a constant, so there is no question of having algebraic factors in a constant, so clearly it's also unlike terms. Okay, in the same way you can compare 2yz and 6xz. 2yz and 6xz, here we have yz, here we have 6xz, so they are also unlike terms. Compare 2yz and minus 7, these are also unlike terms. And what about 6xz and minus 7? Same way, 6xz and minus 7 are unlike terms. So what's the point? The point is, if the terms contain exactly the same variables or variable, they are like terms, otherwise unlike terms. And here, if you can see that in this case we have 3xy, the term t1, and term t4 is minus 10xy. These are actually like terms, but here the coefficient is 3, here it is minus 10. Do not, minus should not bother you at all. Okay, we do not focus at the numerical factor. All you have to look at the variables. Let's quickly take one more example and we are done with this topic. Here it is 3x plus 6y plus 2z minus 7x plus 2y and minus 8. So if we look here, we can think of it as 3x plus 6y plus 2z plus minus 7x plus 2y plus, within the brackets, minus 8. This step is not necessary. Since you are learning this time, you have just started learning these terms like terms and unlike terms and all about algebraic expressions and all. That's why I simply put this minus sign within the bracket, just to show you that the concept that terms add up to form an algebraic expression. The terms add up. So here we have 3x, here we have 6y, here we have 2z, here we have minus 7x, here we have 2y, and here we have minus 8. So clearly all terms add up to form algebraic expression. Now, the 3x and the minus 7x, these are like terms because they contain only one variable, that is x. So these are like terms, right? The 6y and plus 2y, these are like terms. 2z is left alone in the world of algebraic expression because it doesn't contain any like term, and similarly this minus 8. Now think that, when you move further and you learn more about algebraic expressions, then you will learn that we can actually add up the like terms. We can actually add up the like terms. Here 3x and minus 7x are like terms, right? So just for the moment, forget about this x and think that you are actually adding 3 plus minus 7. So when you add 3 and minus 7, this becomes what? This gives you minus 4. So whenever you, in an algebraic expression, you have two like terms, you can actually, add them up. So when you add 3 and minus 7, you get minus 4, and simply put the variable. In the same fashion, this is plus 6y and this is plus 2y. So if you add 6 and 2, you get what? 8. So this becomes 8y. Since this is alone in this algebraic expression having no like terms, so simply write it here. And then this is alone minus 8. So this is, simplified algebraic expression of this original or initial one. That's the benefit of having, the concept of like terms and unlike terms, that you can simply add up the like terms, and if they are unlike terms, then you cannot perform any operation on that. Like you cannot do 3x plus 2y. You cannot do this. Like that, you can write it as 5xy. You cannot do this. You cannot do this. Okay, you cannot. Same way, it cannot be like you are adding 6y and 2z, that you write it 8yz. No, you cannot do this because they contain different variables.